Hey guys, it's Wealthy Gamer coming to you with more Battlefield 6 news. And today we're talking about, well, can we, I don't know if we can really call it news. We're more so speculating, I should say, right? Because we're talking about the possibility of naval combat in Battlefield 6, right? And one of the things that really makes me think that they actually might have naval combat in this game is, for one, we've seen it before in other Battlefield games. So we know that DICE they're aware. They're aware that the fans want it, right? And that people enjoy it. But also, deeper than that, we saw in the campaign. Now, I know that this is the campaign, but hear me out. We saw in the campaign this Gibraltar beach capturing mission where you have to capture these beaches, right? In this Gibraltar mission, you have to capture these beaches, okay? And if you know anything about invading and how invasions go, to capture a beach, you have to secure a beachhead, right? Meaning that you have to get a safe position on that beach where you can actually establish some type of safety net, and you can actually advance from the beachhead. And that's how you actually invade somewhere from a beach. Like, if, for example, if China were to invade Taiwan, they would have to establish a beachhead uh, on one of Taiwan's beaches before they could actually invade the country. They would actually need to establish a beachhead. There's no other way to get in, right? And so, other than like just landing from a some jet or some some helicopter or something on some paratrooper type stuff, but that's how you get smoked, though. You understand? So that's why you don't want to do that. But yeah, if you're capturing beaches, and we see in the gameplay too that they're clearly on some naval combat type activity. Like, there's literally naval combat in this campaign gameplay. Now, I know that this is the campaign and people are going to be like, oh, it's the campaign, you can only do stuff that you see in the campaign. Like, people just look at the campaign and they think like it's a completely, like, the people look at the campaign and they act like the developers didn't have to actually code this stuff. Like, you understand that the developers had to code everything that we're seeing right now, right? You get that. Like, you get that, right? Like, they actually had to code all of all of this naval combat that we're seeing in the Gibraltar gameplay. You know what I mean? Taking the beaches of Gibraltar, they had to make all of this and code it in. I doubt that they did it just for one mission. Now, I could be wrong, and that would be horrible here. You know what I mean? I would hate to be wrong here. I'm not gonna lie. Usually I don't mind being wrong, but this would suck because I feel like naval combat, it's like it's gonna be like the triad. You know what I mean? It's like the triad that will make Battlefield 6 perfect, because we have the ground combat, then we have aerial combat with the jets and the helicopters, and then we would have naval combat with the naval destroyers. You feel me? We need that. We need that. Come on now. We need those naval destroyers. We need all of that. Yeah. And I think that's like the final piece, that if they have that, bon appetit. We got the perfect game that we need. That means that Battlefield's gonna hit on every single cylinder possible. They're gonna have that perfect triad, like we said. They're gonna have that. So if they go about this the right way. But we also seen some gameplay in the battle royale. Now, I can't show this because I don't know. Like, EA will probably, I seen bigger creators showing it, but yeah, when you're not a big creator, you don't get away with stuff all the time for free. A big creator can literally commit murder on the platform and get away with it. If Mr. Beast, you know what I mean? If Mr. Beast just unalive someone in broad daylight on the platform, it's cool. But if I screen record some of this Battlefield battle royale content, my channel is gonna get wiped out. You know what I mean? So I can't do that. I can't do that just because you just don't get away with stuff when you're not a massive creator. That's just how it works, unfortunately. But so we're not gonna be showing that. But in that gameplay, we did see actually that they had jet skis. I think they had jet skis, if I'm not mistaken, right? And so you have to code that and everything. Like, that's not just something simple that you just sit. You don't just decide one day, oh yeah, there's gonna be jet skis in the game, and we're just deciding that a month before the game comes out. Like, no, you have to really code that. You have to balance how that's gonna work in a battle royale, because it's not just a campaign. So you actually have to balance it. Like, a lot. I mean, you have to balance a campaign too, because remember what Mind's Eye, they had to make the people who were the developers had to make themselves like invincible just to show the campaign missions because they were so unbalanced. So you have to balance campaign missions too. I don't know why people just act like campaign is just some completely separate thing that could never have any elements of it put into a multiplayer version. No, we've also seen what Call of Duty, they used to, when Call of Duty was good, they used to have like a lot of the multiplayer maps would like be from the campaign. Like some of the multiplayer maps, you would have seen them in the campaign, and it almost felt connected. You know what I mean? It almost felt connected in the good Call of Duties. But that's besides the point. You know, Black Ops 7, they shit the bed this year. It's over. It's over for Black Ops 7. They tried to get rid of skill-based matchmaking. They tried to do the right thing in one playlist, right? And then they went back on that. As soon as they saw people were playing that and they saw they weren't going to be able to lie about the numbers and try to do what Battlefield did and be like, oh yeah, people just like open weapons more, which I actually do like open weapons more. I actually do. But they're not going to be able to do that because people were actually playing that no skill-based matchmaking mode. Probably more than the other modes. People were probably playing that mode a lot. You know? So they're like, okay, let's take this out the game. And then when we take it out the game, we can skew the numbers. And then we can lie and we can say that people didn't like this mode. They played the skill-based matchmaking mode more, and they enjoyed the EOMM. They enjoyed the engagement optimized matchmaking. Yeah, they actually liked it more. So we're gonna go with that for the full game, and that's the direction we're gonna take things. And we're gonna have a mode just like Battlefield did. They're gonna copy EA and DICE because they're not original at all. COD has never been original in the since like post 2020. COD has not been original at all. right. Since like since they came out with Warzone and started trying to copy Fortnite and everything, they have not been original since like 2019, 2020. So they haven't been original for nearly a decade. Okay, so of course they're going to try to copy Battlefield here. Of course, they're going to copy Battlefield, skew the numbers, lie, and then act like people like engagement optimized matchmaking more than more than a classic playstyle. Come on now, more than classic matchmaking, which is just cap. You know, it's just going to be complete, flat out garbanzo lies. You know, and I don't think people are going to go for it this year. I think people, as crazy as it sounds, I think a lot of people are not going to buy COD. I really think so. I really do. And even if they do have good initial sales, I think Battlefield's going to win the war. It's one of those things where COD might win the race, but Battlefield wins the war, you know? At the end of the day, this is a marathon, not just to see who can get the best sales in the first 6 months. That means nothing. Okay, that's going to mean nothing, bro. Because when we go on Steam 6 months after that, yeah, probably before that, bro. I think day one, Battlefield's going to be destroying COD on Steam and everything like that because we saw the Battlefield 6 beta was absolutely blowing Black Ops 7 beta out of the water. So, man, as long as DICE keeps doing the same thing that they're doing, and these Battlefield studios, basically, which I think that's their rebranding now. Like all of the studios that are working on Battlefield, it's not just DICE, but DICE is working on the multiplayer, the thing that we're going to care about the most. So, still DICE mainly, but yeah, it's a collaborative effort this time around, much more so. And yeah, I'm really excited for this, you guys. Battlefield 6 comes out tomorrow, so I actually really wanted to start making content on it sooner than this. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to make content on it like way sooner than today. But you know how life goes. I had to get the equipment, I had to get everything I needed so that I could actually make this content for you guys. But I am gonna be doing this very consistently. Gaming content is like my passion, you know? That's what I've always wanted to do. I found a footing somewhere else with a different channel, and that's just because that's how the situation worked out for me at the time, you know. But I really want to work on this because this is like a passion project to me, you guys. So if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed me ranting and talking about my desire for naval combat in this game and why I think it could be a possibility based off a couple things that we have seen realistically, you know, from the battle royale and the campaign, right? And the fact that we have water on a lot of these maps, it's just an open possibility, right? So all it takes is if DICE, did they balance for it? Did they think about it? We're gonna see. You know what I mean? But I really, really hope they did. I think that'll seal the deal. I think Battlefield 6, if they have naval combat in the game, even if they don't, I still think they're gonna be the most dominant first-person shooter game like on the market for a while. But if they do, they will definitely be the most dominant for years. Like for years. Even after the next COD game, no matter what, they're gonna be dominant. Dominant. And then really they just need to keep the same formula and keep making the Battlefield games good like this. Like, we're not asking a lot of, like, you know what I mean? We're not asking Battlefield to rewrite the whole to redo the whole wheel. You know what I mean? To reinvent the wheel. Like, nobody's telling DICE to reinvent the wheel. Just the same time, the next time y'all make a game, do the exact same things that y'all did for this game. Make sure the servers are just as good as they were. Make sure everything is just as smooth as it is. Make sure the hit detection is as smooth as it was, right? Right? Make sure the latency, all of that, the frame rate, yeah, get all of that right again. That's all you need to do. Just do the same thing again. Make sure it's all right again, and then obviously improve on that. And then that's all we need for the next Battlefield in like 3 years. You know, and if DICE does that, bro, I think they might really take over COD. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, COD's gonna die, they're gonna be in the grave, no one's ever gonna play COD again. I'm not saying it like that, but EA might become, like EA, yeah, DICE, Battlefield 6 in particular might become very dominant, man. I really see it happening. I really see it happening. The support is overwhelming. Unbelievable. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. I don't even think Andrew Wilson could have predicted this. You feel me? I think Andrew Wilson, he's sitting there looking at the numbers like, damn, they messing with Battlefield. We about to make a bag. You feel me? We about to make a bag off this one. Really. We really about to make a bag off this one. And I think that's what Andrew Wilson is thinking. He's like, oh yeah, you see, I was right to get Vince Zampella. I was right to get Vance. I was right. I had a feeling. I had a feeling that Vince Zampella was gonna get this one right. He was gonna cook on this. You feel me? Bro had that feeling. I ain't gonna lie. Andrew Wilson, you did your big one with this. You picked the right talent. He did it. He did it. He did what Call of Duty refused to do. When they made their movie, I forget what producer was asking to do their movie for them, but they had like a really, really, really good producer asking to do the COD movie for them. I can actually look it up right now. And they turned him down, right? Just because he wanted more control was gonna work on the COD movie. Yeah, because he wanted more control of how the movie was gonna be. Steven Spielberg, that's who it is. Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. But because he wanted like full control of how the movie was gonna be, because he obviously didn't want Activision to write a dumbass storyline like they were gonna do. Activision wants to do some dumb shit. They want to bring Menendez back for a movie. They were gonna if Activision made the movie, they were gonna make it Black Ops 7. They think that's a good movie. Oh, okay, we're just gonna ruin all of our canon storylines. We're gonna bring Menendez back, even though he literally died in the canon storyline. He died, right? We're gonna bring him back. We're gonna bring all of these other people back, and now we're just gonna have this like convoluted, mind warped reality bender, and that's gonna be the movie that you guys watch, right? Don't you guys want to see this Call of Duty sci-fi garbage slop, AI slop, sci-fi? God, you don't want it? You don't like it? That's what Activision was about to do to us, and that's what they're about to do to us. You know what I mean? They said no to Steven Spielberg. That's what they're about to do. Guarantee it. I'll bet every dollar in my bank account they're gonna make some ridiculous type of storyline that makes no sense. It's completely incoherent of any type of substance or any type of direction, right? There's gonna be absolutely no plot. Main characters will have plot armor until they die and come back in the next movie, right? And it's just gonna be a whole lot of slop and garbage. I expect this Call of Duty movie to I don't know. I expect it to kind of underperform a little bit, possibly. Like if it's done in the Black Ops 7 style, it's gonna underperform. I'm not gonna lie. If they make Black Ops 7 into a movie, it's underperforming, bro. I'm sorry, it's underperforming. Now, if they make like Modern Warfare 2 into a movie, like the original Modern Warfare 2, not that garbage one that they tried to release in this new generation COD. No, not that slop. No. We're talking about the original Golden Modern Warfare. If they made that into a movie, that would do a gangbusters, of course. That plot line was straight cinema, right? Right? That was on another level. You feel me? That plot line was on another level. One of the best FPS plot lines, one of the best plot lines in gaming history. You feel me? The original Modern Warfares and the original Black Ops games. Yes, do something like that. Yeah, I guarantee it'll be a critically acclaimed movie. Yeah, it will be a world-renowned success, of course. But I've gotten a lot off of the naval combat thing because obviously, we're just having a discussion at this point. We talked about the naval combat, but that's how I feel about COD and everything, and how Battlefield is slated to be in a good position in these upcoming months. Especially since they're releasing before COD. The Battle Royale is going to be out before COD's Battle Royale. Yeah, that's not looking good for Call of Duty. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. it's looking really, really shaky. I ain't gonna lie. But let me know your thoughts and comments below. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, of course, subscribe, turn on notifications, show support, please, you guys. We do need it, if you do support the content. Like I said, this is a passion project for me, you guys. It really is. I'm not gonna be sitting up here looking at all the views and taking a video down if it doesn't do well or something like that. Like, I'm really not going to be doing that much here. If a video doesn't perform well, I probably just leave it up because this is really a passion project. You know what I mean? Like, it really is. It really is. I hope everything does well. I hope people support, obviously, but like I said, if you enjoyed the video, show your support. It's Wealthy Gamer here, tuning out.